My name is Gloria Turnquist, and I'm named Gloria because I was supposed to be born on Christmas Day. But my mother slipped on the ice, bounced down the hill, and I bounced out on the 21st. So my name is Gloria, and I love my name, and had a wonderful family and fabulous parents. I was born in Butler, Pennsylvania. We moved to California, and we lived in San Francisco, which at that time was gorgeous, very pristine, and very lovely. Then we moved across the Bay Bridge to Marin County. And there I went to school at Dominican Convent, which was a very beautiful school. And my father took a job in Minnesota when I was about 12. I met my husband in Wisconsin at a football game. But it wasn't at the game, it was at the place that you go after, to have a drink and, treats. It was really fun when we met, so that he asked me out, and we went out to dinner for my birthday. Well, we'll have a nice dinner. We had a long dinner and lots of coffee, which I love, and dessert and my birthday cake, and then we got to the last 5 minutes of the basketball game, and we never lived it down. But we started off having a fabulous time, and the rest is history. Before I got on this show, having 4 older sisters, they're very smart and wonderful. And they said to me, "Oh, for heaven's sakes, you don't know any of these prizes. You probably won't win anything." So I prayed hard. I said, "Oh God, please let me win one prize." Just so they can't say you didn't know that or you should have known that or something. My mother and dad, the most fun was they were so proud of me, and that made me happy. And so I wanted to get on the show to buy them a colored television. They had just come out. And my dad said, "Absolutely not. We'll take 1 bar of Dove soap." They gave you a free year of bars of soap for Dove. Dove was what it was, and I love Dove to this day. So they sent in for tickets, got tickets, and we flew to New York. And then, no, it wasn't in New York. It was way out at their summer kind of a theater situation is where it was, the building. So we had to quick take a cab, get out there, and so it was filled up in the main floor. So we went up to the nosebleed section, went over to the end where I was. He said, "I'll pick this lady that's hanging by her toenails." And that was me. And he said, "What is your name?" And I said, "Gloria Turnquist." He said, "Well, we just had a Turnquist." I said, "I know. That's my sister-in-law." He said, "Well, don't you speak to each other?" And the whole audience just burst out laughing. And I said, "Oh, yes." But I said, "You never would have picked 2 people sitting next to each other." He said, "You're right." So anyway, that's how it all started out. And so then I went for 5 interviews with a minister and an admiral and all these important people. And here I was just a newlywed, a couple of years with a new little baby. And so it was a wonderful experience. I got on the show. They flew Ed and myself back to Minneapolis, to Wayzata, and then we came for the first show.
Mrs. Gloria Turnquist, a housewife from Wayzata, Minnesota. Did I say that right?
Wayzata, Bill.
Wayzata, all
That's
right. Is this your first trip to New York, Gloria?
No, Bill, I was here once before, one day on my honeymoon 2 years ago. So this is like a second honeymoon for me. I feel like Cinderella.
I won a car. It was a beautiful English Ford, baby blue color, and I just loved it. I kept the car.
It's the new Console Mark II 4-door sedan. Turnquist, who wasn't even in the battle as the winner. Congratulations. There you are. You are welcome. 21, that's yours.
Oh, beautiful baby blue.
The airplane.
With this bonus. It's yours. Take a look. There
all those prizes.
Last week, Mrs. Turnquist has won the car, the chest, the airplane, and the bracelet for a total of $19,259.
And then they flew us home, and the television met us, when we flew in to Wayzata, and they were there and took pictures, and it was all very exciting. And then we came for the next show. And then I won all these prizes.
Here's our champion back for the second week, Mrs. Gloria Turnquist, a housewife from Wayzata, Minnesota. Thus far, $19,259 worth of merchandise.
And I won the boat.
A fabulous speedboat.
$7,504, Mrs. Turnquist.
But we sold the boat and sold the airplane. Anyway, I won these beautiful dishes with all the crystal
Glassware, including wine decanters, carafes, and a candelabrum. Now, all of that goes on your dinner table. Over it, you will have this bonus, an elegant chandelier. There it is coming down.
Then I won a Ferris
Change a light bulb in your new chandelier. Do it the easy way with this bonus. Take a look behind you. There it is.
And I had fame, immediate fame. All my little neighborhood children camped on my doorstep, loving it, waiting for that Ferris wheel to come. Well, then they heard that we sold it. So they all left. I said to my husband, well, Ed, fame is fleeting. And we won a week for a trip to Rio de Janeiro.
Help you out, why don't you select your own coffee beans in Rio de Janeiro? That's right. That's what you're going to do. You and your husband, you can take him along. You will enjoy an exciting round-trip flight to Rio de Janeiro aboard a Super G Constellation of Varig Airlines, first-class flight in air-conditioned luxury with roomy siesta seats and sumptuous dinners on your 20-hour flight from New York to Rio.
And guess what the name of the hotel was there, which was gorgeous? Hotel Gloria.
Where you will spend a week at the glamorous Gloria Hotel overlooking the palm-swept Bay of Rio. Congratulations to you from the won thus far $30,952 worth of merchandise, and that is not fair. And still champion is Mrs. Gloria Turnquist from Minnesota. Congratulations.
They flew us both back for then the third week.
Thus far, she has won $30,952. Good. Gloria, I want to ask this. How is the town of Wayzata taking your success?
Well, they've been thrilled, Bill. The first 2 weeks, I was a great celebrity. But last week, Wayzata won the state basketball tournament. So now I'm just a little celebrity again.
Well, we'll have to...
But very pleased.
Bill Cullen, the MC, said, Gloria, may I ask you a personal question? I said, of course, Bill. So he said, well, what's better, winning all this loot or being here on your honeymoon? And I said, well, Bill, you can never compare money and love. I got 3 bags of fan mail. People said I had reinstated their new belief in love again because they had been jilted. So darling letters, and I read them all. But and when I'd walk down the streets of New York, people would pat me on the back and say, we're pulling for you, honey. I mean, they were so wonderful. The entire experience was phenomenal. And I told all my friends that watched it and everything, I said, see if you can beat me, you probably can. All the people that were in The Price is Right were fabulous. They were very classic people, very, very nice. Not one unpleasant situation with anyone. So it was really a marvelous experience. It was first class all the way. So many things I won and was so grateful. It was just overwhelming. And I was so thankful.
It feels good to be a celebrity, doesn't it?
Oh, it certainly does, Bill. And I want to thank you. I think this is the most terrific program in the whole world.